That's great. Ah, the joys of Zoom. We're going to begin standing this morning. And let's turn the palms up and the arms out. And close your eyes and make little circles so that the thumbs reach into the back of the circle. And as you do that, notice where your neck might feel a little bit tense. And see if you can keep relaxing your shoulder blades down. Feel your breath the floor underneath your feet. Feeling the support, that floor, the foundation, the earth. And so even though we struggle, maybe the muscles are starting to get a little bit tired, we can feel the support. And feel the support from your body as you lift the front of the legs, the front of the hips, as the top of the head reaches skyward. Good. And then relax your arms. Keep the upper arms rolling out. Reach out through the fingertips. Aware of the energy in your feet, your fingers, the whole spine, the front of the body lifting, the back of the body lengthening down. Tadasana. Good. And then to let go of some of that muscle fatigue in the shoulders, we're going to be really soft and take the arms up and bend forward. Take the arms up behind you as you lift up, arms overhead. Let the movement become more and more elastic feeling and move at a rate that just feels nice. Maybe you're going to follow your breath. Maybe you feel like going faster or slower. Just see how you feel. Next time you lift up, try and lift up onto you. And keep lifting up onto the tiptoes. Elastic, fluid, joints easy. Nice. Really. We're going to do this empty sleeve feeling. Try to spin more or move more in the ribs so the hips sort of stay facing forward. And as you make that movement, shoulders are relaxed. Feeling the flow of breath in the lungs, the ribs, as the movement encourages the fullness in the rib cage, feeling of elasticity. And then back to your tadasana, upper arms rolling out, feeling that energetic tingle in the hands, the fingers, the feet. The energy of the lift in the front of your body, thigh, breastbone, top of the head. The energetic reaching down through the soles of the feet, the tailbone, shoulder blade. And feel the satisfying breath. Nice. Let's make a stamping movement out to wide legs. So feet a little bit wider than your leg is long. And we'll lift the arms and fold forward again. Just bend your knees a little bit as you fold forward. And again, we're going to explore the feeling of the joint feeling elastic. See if when you lift up, you can lift up onto your tiptoes. I've got my toes turned in a little bit, so they're parallel. When you lift up, see how you go, lifting up onto your tiptoes. Not easy. Now we're going to hold reaching forward. So when you reach forward next time, put your hands on the floor or your leg. Turn the toes in a little bit more so you really stretch the outside of the feet and the ankle. We've got the kneecaps lifting now. Press down through the soles of the feet. Feel the points of contact. Lifting kneecap, quadricep, sit bone, and lift the breastbone and look forward. Wave a little bit the spine from side to side. Feeling the suppleness of every joint. In the neck, in the upper back, the lower back, the hips, the knees, the ankles, the feet. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come back to center. Hands are on the floor or the leg. And bend your right knee a little. You'll feel that stretch increase in the outside of the right ankle, right shin. Good. So bend it as far as it'll go. So you start to stretch on the inside of your left leg as well. And find your breath. Good. And then the second side. So bend your left knee to where you're comfortable. You can bend that as much as you like. See if you can feel a stretch on the inside of the right leg. Or wherever the sensation of resistance might be for you. And finding your breath. Good. And then we're going to roll up, arms up. Good. And stamp your way back to Tadasana. Minding the bones to keep calcium. Tadasana. Beautiful. Now come to the front of your mat. And if you like to have a chair handy, so you don't have to put your hands all the way to the floor, you can put your hands on the seat of the chair. Tadasana. feeling the energy in your body, soles of the feet, fingertips, top of the head, whole body reaching. Urdhva Hastasana. Feel the lift and the separation of the rib cage as you reach the sides of the body longer. As you exhale, torso forward, Uttanasana. Let's hold this for a few breaths. Bend your right leg thoroughly and really straighten your left leg so you can feel that big resistance in your the stretch of the leg. But we want to keep that fluid, supple feeling of ease in the spine. So just check in that you can still wiggle a little bit from side to side, that you can still connect to the flow of the breath. Good, and let's do the other side. So bend your left leg and really straighten your right. Wiggle the spine again a little. It really helps to check in that we're not just holding a posture and being rigid, but rather exploring where we can find ease, but also resistance. And release that side. Let's try both. Good. And then a little wave from side to side. How does your back feel? Trying to keep an easy feeling either side of the leg. Good. Back to center and then rolling up. Great. Now we're going to make that a little bit stronger. If it's already challenging for your lower back, your forward bends, then repeat with your hands on the floor or on the chair. Otherwise, we're going to take the arms overhead and we're going to forward bend with the arms still overhead. So there's more weight, there's more leverage now. All right, let's try bending the right leg, straightening the left leg. You can, if you reach the floor, you can put your hands onto the floor. Good, and then the second side. So bend the left leg and straighten the right leg. Ooh. Connected to the flow of your breath. Beautiful, and then both legs. Good, and then try again swaying the torso a little bit from side to side. Back to center and rolling up. And arms up. And looking. Tadasana. Beautiful work. Inhale, arms up. Uttanasana. Step your left foot back into a really big lunge. Good. Bend your front knee. Great. Put your hands down onto the floor, or maybe you've got your hands on the seat of your chair. And let the hips start to sink forward, to sink down to the floor. We tend to shy away from the stretch, the feeling, the resistance, but just as much as your body allows, think about the weight of the pelvis, the hips sinking forward. We're going to lift the breastbone and look forward, press the back heel. Really take the awareness into the feet and the legs and lift your torso now into Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to lift the belly and the breastbone. The small fingers reaching up, the thumbs reaching back, looking up. Hello up there. Beautiful. Bring the hands in front of your heart. We're going to step forward and balance onto the right foot. See if you can swing your left foot forward. You might need to take a few little steps to do this. Maybe you can do it in one movement. Now, left toes can sit on the floor if you need them to, on the chair if you're using one, or holding your knee, or even holding your foot. See where your balance is sitting this morning. Or whenever you're watching this recording. And in your balancing, let's give a little more wobble to the standing foot. So be prepared to move it. Notice how that brings the torso a little more into center. Beautiful. Release that side. Tadasana. Urdhva Uttanasana. Big step back with the right foot. And then explore the resistance or the ease of bringing the hips forward, of bringing the hips closer to the floor. Pressing back through the back heel. Feel the weight of the pelvis. Notice where the body resists. Beautiful. And then we want to really trust the feet and the legs to lift the torso. So feel the floor. Lift the torso, lift the arm, looking up. Thumbs are reaching back, small fingers lifting, and we're bending that front knee. Pressing through the back leg. Feeling the floor. Looking skyward. Hello. Bring the hands in front of the heart. We're going to step forward and bring the right foot in front. However, that movement feels fluid to you, satisfying to you. That might be through just keeping your balance. Right toes can be on the floor. Maybe you're lifting your knee higher, maybe even holding your knee or your foot. Be prepared to let the left foot wobble, to really move around. You're not moving the foot, it stays on the floor, but all the little joints are elastic, reactive, reflexive. Great. Tadasana. All right. Let's try just picking up the left foot. Left foot, so you're just on your right foot. And try that real wriggling around of the standing foot. See how the torso stays relatively balanced. Good. And then the other foot. The left foot. And I've got the knee a little bit bent as well, because then I can get more movement in the standing foot. The more energy you put into wiggling and reacting with the standing foot, then the stiller you find. So we're exaggerating those movements, which is quite tiring, but that's what we're doing. We're really trusting that reflex in the feet and the ankles. Okay, from Tadasana, Urdhva and Uttanasana. Now we're going to walk little steps with the feet back here. And try to pick your feet up, and when you touch down just on the ball of the foot and then lower the heel down. So try to pick the feet up, touch down on the ball of the foot, lift the heel high, and then lower the heel down. We're getting that nice feeling of padding the feet. Oh yeah, when you lift the feet up, try to lift the heel up high, then lift the toes. Place the ball of the foot down, lower the heel. So try to get that movement of lifting the heel high. Little steps back. So your feet feel really mobile. And it's much easier to do when the feet get towards the back of the mat, I've just realized. Oh. Let's keep patting the feet with the upper body in downward facing dog pose. So just double check you've got a nice wide space between all of your fingers. Let your head just hang down and keep patting the feet. Lift them right off the floor, one at a time. So we get that little bit of extra stretch for the one that's still on the floor. Good, and then start to walk them forward. And from experience, it's easier to pad them when you've got the bigger distance from your hands to your feet. So once your feet start getting forward, it's harder to move. Just roll up. Urdhva and Tadasana. Beautiful. We're going to turn to the side of the mat. Tadasana. Bring the hands in front of your heart and heavy jumps, stamps to feet out about your own leg length for Trikonasana. Left foot out, 90 degrees. Right toes turn towards center. Your heel is in a line with the center of your right foot, inner arm. Good. Let's wave a little our spine from side to side. So lift your arm and try to keep your arms parallel to the floor and reaching your fingertips to the horizon. Feel the spine waving, waving. That fluid and elastic suppleness of the joints. Feel your strong leg and that lovely awareness of your feet on the floor. Beautiful. When you're ready, take your left hand down onto your left leg for your Trikonasana pose. Right arm up. You feel the breath moving the ribs. And again, we want to make more space between the ribs, pointing to my upper ribs, but actually I mean the lower ribs. See if you can lengthen the left ribs. So that we feel space on both sides of the rib cage. Beautiful. And we're going to wave the torso again, and this time tipping the chest forward and then waving the right arm back so the chest starts to lift up towards the sky. So if you think of leading with your heart and looking up, feeling the satisfaction of your breath. Ah. Beautiful. And lifting up. And let's swap to the other side. Beginning by organizing the feet and appreciating them And then arms out from the shoulders and waving the spine from side to side and reaching fingertips to the horizon. Trusting your leg, strong leg, aware feet. Even though we can't feel it, all those reactions that we were exaggerating before are happening on really tiny levels. Keep us balanced. Good. When you've warmed up enough to reach, then take your right arm down onto your right leg and left arm up. So it's normal for us to feel that opening in the left rib, between the ribs. We have to work harder here to try and feel that opening evenly with the right rib as well. The lengthening there. Beautiful. And then we're going to wave the left arm forward and back. But we're kind of trying to lead with the heart. So that when you turn to look up, the heart is opening towards the sky. Keep the shoulder blades back towards the back waist. So just check you're not washing your neck. Lifting your kneecap. Like this. Beautiful. And then powerfully from the core, lifting the torso. Great. Turn the feet to the front. Let's jump, stamp into Tadasana. My whole house wobbles. We do that. Finding your Tadasana and feeling that energetic expression of this posture in your body. Your feet on the floor. The arms and hands reaching, fingertips reaching. Front of the body lifting, back of the body lengthening. Beautiful. Let's jump really lightly out to feet as wide as the leg length. Whole different way of moving. All right, let's take left leg out at or left foot, sorry, out at 90 degrees. Right foot in. Now we're going to do our Trikonasana again. But put your right hand down onto your right hip. Boom. Now we're going to practice dancing the right foot in and balancing on the left foot for half moon pose. And it doesn't matter, you could grab your chair to hold on to. It doesn't matter if you don't lift up, but we're going to think about it. And one of the things we're going to really concentrate on is lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the lower front abdomen to support. So what I mean by dancing is just little tiny steps where you float for a moment, bringing the leg closer to floating in the air, standing on that left foot. And maybe you do find that you can balance. And if you have your balance, try lifting your leg a little higher. Be prepared to wobble that standing foot as many times as you can manage. We keep trying to lift your right hip. That nice feeling of floating for a moment. Beautiful. Good. And then we'll release that side. And let's turn the feet to the second side. So start off with your wide-legged posture. Come into your Trikonasana. Mm. Good, and left hand onto your feet. All right, so we want to be feeling just for a moment floating. So you might be able to just pick the foot up a little bit and walk it in a little bit closer to your right foot until you feel like you're in a position to lift the left foot off the floor. Maybe it doesn't lift, maybe you feel safer with the foot on the floor, but try to be light into that back leg and strong in your standing leg. Maybe you can float a little bit, lifting your left hip up, rolling it back. Prepare to wobble the right leg a little. Wobble the foot. Good, and then back to the floor. 2 feet on the floor. Let's wide leg position. Turn the toes out and bend the hips. Good. From here, we're going to lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly, lift the breastbone, bring the hands in front of the heart. Feel strong in that core of the body. So the hips are dropping, but we feel the lift of the muscle, internal muscular support. Beautiful, because we're going to wave the spine forward, wave up, wave the spine over the left side, wave up, wave the spine over the right side. And we're going to do that again. But just before you start, just really think of that lift, pelvic floor, core of the body really supporting, waving forward, waving left, ooh, lifting up and waving right. Good, and then back to center. And straightening your legs. Oh, okay. A little work for our squatting. Jump lightly, feet back under the hips. Turn your toes out and put your feet wider than your hips are. Arms out in front and squatting. Heels are pressing down. Lift the breastbone. Good. So don't squat so far that your heels have lifted off the floor. So just come up in case you did that. Arms out in front again. And then keep the heels on the floor. So only squat so far as you can keep your heels on the floor. So it might even, and especially if you're looking after your knees, vulnerable knees, it might just be a little one. But lift the quadriceps, lift the pelvic floor, lift the heart. Beautiful. Go as far as you can, keeping your heels down. Good. And then we're going to press the heels any amount to lift back up. Nice work. Last one. Arms down in front. I would feel like this is a zombie, a zombie squat. But I need my arms out in front to keep myself from rolling back. Maybe you do too. Okay, press the heels down, lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly, press into the heels and lifting up. Nice work. All right, and then we're going to take a seat. And you might like to try sitting without using your hands. Just moving with as much care and compassion and wisdom for your body. So if you need to sit differently, then do that. Let's sit up onto a blanket. Take the arms out from the shoulders again. thumbs up and make our little circles again. Different support structure, kind of, when we're sitting. So feel your sit bones, the foundation. Yeah. And how do you lift the core of the body to find that ease for the spine? How do you keep your shoulders relaxed here? We don't have the strength of the leg to help. We're really just using the torso. You might find that your upper back will fatigue a little faster. Try to reach your thumbs back as far as they go in a little circle. Make sure your neck, appreciating the core of your body and the strength that you're building between your shoulder blades, mid and upper spine. And then we're going to release and relax. And sitting tall, balanced spine, close your eyes. Feeling that energy of tired muscles in your body. Feeling the flow of breath. Good. And then we're going to lay down. Bring the arms overhead so your feet are hip width parallel and bent. Arms overhead and taking notice of where your shoulders might be resistant to your arms laying all the way back to the floor. Appreciating that resistance. But also letting go of tension where you can, so your spine starts to relax, your shoulders relax. Good. Bring your arms out from your shoulders and a little twist will bring the inside edges of the feet together, knees together. Lift the hips, swing them right, and legs go left. And we're going to hover the legs just off the floor and use the core awareness. Breathing deeply. Letting your upper body relax. Good, and when you're ready, really using the core of the body, lift the legs up. Back to center. Lift the hips, swing them left, and knees go right. And we're going to hover the knees and the feet just off the floor. Really aware of the work of the core here. Relax your upper body. Good, and then releasing back to center. Oh, hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit inside. By all means, lay out now for your own Shavasana. If, like me, it's time to finish your practice, then rolling to your right side. Yeah. Time to notice your movements, the feeling in your body, and then coming up to sitting. With your hands in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you.